we ended in a good way. So important win and 4 out of 4, and we go into national break with a really good start.
You'd not scored in your previous 4 games at the Etihad Stadium. I was beginning to get worried about you.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm back.
You certainly are. I mean, in terms of that today, you had to be patient, didn't you? You mentioned that it took a little bit of time for you guys to find your form. Why do you think that was?
Yeah, I think it still needs. I think every year is like this in this club. We sometimes start a bit late because we are playing the last games because we are the best team. So it's how it is, and we will only get better and better from this. But this start here has been phenomenal and important.
A brilliant week for you as well, of course. We've been in the PFA Player of the Year to get a hat-trick today as well. How do you keep on going? How do you keep motivated? How do you keep as hungry as you look today?
Yeah, no problem for me. I'm always hungry, and it's a new season, and I'm ready for it.
And all that without Pep Guardiola as well. You don't need him, do you?
Good question. I think he misses us, and we sometimes miss him a little bit. So we look forward to having him back.
Well done today.
Thank you, Erling.
Comfortable scoreline in the end, but it was a closer game in the first half.
Siempre es difícil en la Premier League ganar cualquier partido.
Yeah, it's always difficult in the Premier League. You know, there are very difficult games that you face. It's true that the scoreline wouldn't reflect that first half that we had. It was far away from the scoreline as it looked. But in the second half, we were a lot better. I'm not going to say we were 5-1 better, but we were very good. And I think the team were at a different level in that second half.
La segunda mitad ya otro nivel.
We know you like to take on defenders and get crosses into the box. It felt like a lot of the applause you got today was for defensive work. You worked very hard getting back.
Yeah, because they were very low, so I couldn't. And as soon as I touched the ball, there were 2 players on me, so I didn't have a lot of chances to dribble or go past my man. So, but yeah, if you don't have a lot of chances to do that, you have to work on the other side. So that's what I did.
Marco, it's not a close game in the end, but up to halftime it was, and that goal from Nathan Aki feels the big talking point. What's your view of it, and whether Akanji was involved, and was he offside?
Basically, it's a huge mistake. Just people that never play football and don't understand nothing about football. If you are in office, you can say that is not that player doesn't have influence in the goalkeeper decision. If the ball goes in the direction of the player, the goalkeeper just dive. If that player moves, the player when moves, of course, is a moment for the goalkeeper dives because the ball goes in the direction of that player, and the player pulled away from the moment to the ball goes inside the goal. The player is in clear offside position. Is a clear offside here, but in any part of the world.
So just to be clear, you feel that Leno had to hesitate because he was aware of Akanji and that delayed his dive?
Not that Leno. All the goalkeepers in the world, they have to see the direction of the ball. The direction of the ball goes in the direction of that player. He pulled away from that position, and after the ball goes inside the goal, that player influenced the moment, influenced the decision of Bern, and influenced the decision, even the official, influenced the decision of the official. And for that, they didn't see for us in the same way. And it's really because you speak ourselves, we are football people with the players, not just our players, their players as well, and no one believes how this decision was not offside.
Just to be clear, I don't think he's very happy. But I mean, and I think with good reason. A lot of controversy over that incident.
Yeah.
And VAR have let Michael Oliver down, haven't they, with that one, Jermaine?
I mean, he's well within his rights to be angry. They've 100% let Marco Silva and Michael Oliver and Fulham down. You can see there clearly that Leno can't make his move right, can he? No. Essentially, once his header comes in and Akanji gets out of the way, there's a little stutter that you just see from him, which is exactly why he should be called offside. There's the little stutter there.
Yeah, you can see he can't move yet because he thinks he might touch it.
Yeah.
He's interfering. I can't understand why that didn't.
It's actually quite a simple decision. That's the worrying thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, another hat-trick for a certain Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
But it's his partnership with Alvarez that's caught your eye.
Yeah, it looks very good. I'm not sure if Erling Haaland was actually going to shoot for goal here, but like you can look at Alvarez. He's going in there, bam. You know, that's just a strike. He's just following his nose straight in there. This is beautiful play from him. Gets a bit of luck there, but then once it gets into this situation, there is only one outcome. It's brilliant play. Great. Well, look at this run from Alvarez. This is super. Fantastic. You know, Erling Haaland goes short, he goes long. Good stuff. Old 1-2 striker play. Gets the penalty. Dispatched.
Feels like Centre halves have always had so much focus on Erling Haaland, but all of a sudden now, as potent as De Bruyne is and as brilliant he is, you've got now Alvarez to deal with, who's got a similar scent in terms of getting in behind. But I mean, as hat tricks go, this guy's just collecting them.
It's beautiful play.
Well, that's his 5th Premier League hat trick and his 19th career hat trick, and he's still a very young man, isn't he? It's remarkable, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
How many will he go on to score in? I think Shearer's record might be in trouble.
Was he ever away? I'm back, he says. Well, he's got 7 hat-tricks for Manchester City already.
What a player. He's just born to score goals. I love watching him play. The hunger that he's got, he's never, ever going to get fed up with scoring goals, and so he shouldn't. He's an amazing player.
And the fact that he missed the penalty last weekend, you just said fair play to him. I don't think there was any doubt he was going to step up again.
No, and in a brilliant penalty and all. He's so efficient, in terms of when he's in front of goal. You see a lot of people, they miss in those positions, but he seems like he almost always hits the back of net. He always makes the right run. And I like the way he doesn't look angry when he shoots, but doesn't he, Al? He looks like he just has this energy about him. He just looks so... Not possessed is the wrong word, but he just looks like he just wants
obsessed,
to score.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He'll go to bed at night thinking about goals. He'll wake up in the morning thinking about goals. That's his life. Promise you, I should say, there's no better feeling in the world than scoring goals. Once you've done it once, you want to do it again and again and again in every single game. Of course, it's not possible, but that's why you get into those positions. I mean, his movement there to shift himself, to set himself up for the finish was just superb. And of course, once he gets the penalty, he's missed one. You can't wait to get your next penalty because you want it straight away. You want the match to come tomorrow when you've missed a penalty, just so you can get another one straight away. So that would have been sweet for him, sticking that pen away.
He's always behind the centre back, isn't he? He always feels like he's behind the defender. He's always lurking. Whether they send it up at the back post for the header or the cutback. But that cutback, it seems like it's quite a tough finish, isn't it? Because it's coming at pace, but he hits the ball so clean every time, and he's just.
It helps when you're playing in a brilliant team as well. That creates so many chances for you.
How many goals would you have scored in that?
I would have fancied myself to get 1 or 2. Yeah.
And 5 Premier League hat-tricks already. Erling Haaland, he's by far the quickest to that particular mark. In fact, he's beaten a record, smashed it in half with Ruud van Nistelrooy. How many hat-tricks in all competitions for you?
Was it 16?
16. Yeah. Bad news for you. He's already 3 ahead of you. 19 career hat-tricks.
He's going to continue to smash every record out there with if he stays in the Premier League.
Okay, great day for City in the end, 5-1. But there was a big talking point at 1-1 just before half-time. With this, Adam.
That's a terrible, terrible error. We've seen some bad mistakes already this season from VAR and officials. This is right up with them. This is the worst one. That is so clear offside. I cannot for the life of me think what the VAR is thinking, giving that goal, allowing that goal. Akanji is clearly in the line of the goalkeeper. He jumps over the ball. The goalkeeper has to adjust himself. I mean... Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's an absolute howler. And once again, Howard Webb will be ringing Fulham apologising.
Tony Harrington in VAR, Michael Oliver on field.
Well, somebody's getting a break next week because it's just a mistake. We watched it, we were watching it, and we all say to each other, should that be disallowed? Yeah, it's an easy decision. I don't know why they look at it and they come to the wrong decision, but it's just a really easy one.
It's not
at 1-1, that's a big
4 minutes
point in the
into
game.
Injury time, just before half time, they're going at 1-1. It completely changes the game. That was a game changer. It's not Michael Oliver's fault, that is. That's the VAR. It's a clear error, terrible error.
It'll be no surprise to anybody that the Fulham manager Marco Silva was far from impressed with that decision afterwards.
If everyone is talking about now, a huge mistake from the linesman, but even more from the VAR. How is possible to don't disallow a goal like that? I believe that everyone that plays football or played football or understands football here at Etihad is 100% sure that is offside. We normally speak about with players, with people in the end of the match, and of course everyone knows that was offside. People that understand football, 100% sure it's offside. And for me, it's difficult to understand how VAR everything there, the office, they cannot disallowed this goal because it's impossible. The player is clear in the line of the ball. The player pulled away from the line of the ball to the ball goes inside the box. Clear offside position. It's impossible to understand. And of course, after, what is the consistent? Because I'm sure next time this is going to happen, will be offside.
Well, he's animated. Marco Silva says it's impossible to understand. Dermot Gallagher, why is it impossible to understand?
It's impossible for me as well, Steve. I agree with Alan, I agree with Owen, and I agree with Marco Silva. You only have to look at it once from behind the goal. That's the angle. It quite clearly shows that Akanji steps over the ball. He's in Neto's eye line. I feel for Michael Oliver because as a referee, you're not sure about them things. Stuart Burt, he would know he's in offside position, but he wouldn't know where he is in relation to Neto. But you look at it once in the VAR, it has to be. I mean, this is Stuart Burt's angle. Now he knows he's in offside position, but he doesn't know where he is in relation to Neto. So all he can do is feed back his offside position. I think if you look at Michael Oliver, he's obscured. But this is it. You see this angle, Steve. You see that angle there. You've only got to see it once. It comes under his foot. He makes a clear attempt to play the ball.
How have VAR seen that and not given it, Dermot?
I have no idea, Steve. And what I would say is this becomes a subjective decision, doesn't it? Because he doesn't play the ball. And I wonder if the VAR can't make up his mind, why doesn't he send the referee straight to the screen? Because if Michael Oliver goes to the screen, he takes one look at that, he'll just disallow the goal.
Dermot, do you think it's a case of an inexperienced referee in VAR, a bit apprehensive to tell a more experienced referee to go to the thing and say, you probably made a mistake, you need to go and look at the screen?
I hope not, Alan. And what you would say, the referee hasn't made a mistake, has he? Because he's not really the best judge of offside, but he's not in the best position to make that decision. But if the VAR can't make up his mind, I default back, because it's not factual, it's a subjective decision. It's just send Michael to the screen. And you and I both know, Alan, that if he goes to the screen, he'll take one look at that like we have, and he'll point and say, no goal. And nobody will argue. Nobody will argue with that decision.
Derm, I feel like sometimes when the referees look at things a little bit too long, it feels like they sometimes come to the wrong decision. Like when we saw it in, the first time we thought, yeah, he's offside. I think sometimes when the refs look at the clips too long, maybe they overthink it. They try and look for something else there, just rather than just seeing kind of the obvious. You do.
I mean, we all know that when you played football, when I refereed, a lot of it was instinct. You went on your instincts. When that ball got knocked in, I was watching the game live. My first reaction was, that could be offside. That's what I said. It could be offside because I saw Akanji. I saw it once in a replay. I know it's offside. Yeah. And you don't have to look at it again. And you make a good point, Owen, because sometimes you look at it and you look at it and you look at it, and you're actually looking for a reason to justify what you're going to give. And you don't have to. It's just make the simple decision. The simple decision there was just a whistle offside.
Dermot, thank you very much indeed. So Manchester City with 5 goals and 3 points. Next stop, Turf Moor